Hello everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Last time we looked at building a Minecraft server, setting up a Minecraft server, setting up a custom Minecraft server using Spigot, the Spigot Minecraft server, and we also looked at setting up custom plugins. Well, we looked at installing a couple basic plugins. How to install third-party plugins, basically. So today, we're going to take it a little bit further. And we're going to write some custom plugins. Hope you all are ready. First, I'm just going to connect to the server and make sure it's still running. I'm going to connect as a Minecraft client. Alright, so the server is minecraft.devdungeon.com. So, minecraft.devdungeon.com. If you add that server, you should be able to join it. Fair warning, if you're on it or you join it tonight, it may go down a few times because we're probably going to restart it. And it looks like my mouse is still messed up because I'm running Minecraft inside the virtual machine. So I'm going to start Minecraft in a different window outside of the virtual machine, and I'm going to add it here as a separate window. Okay. It's loading up now. Okay. Sorry guys, bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna turn off the music from Minecraft. And I just need to add the window now. Okay. OBS seems to be having some trouble finding it. Okay, well, it's okay. I don't need to do this right now. If it's absolutely necessary, I can set that up later. I can still log into the server here. And we already verified that works. So, server is still up. We created the server on DigitalOcean. So in yesterday's stream, we created a droplet with Ubuntu and got it all set up. There's a few things that I want to do to finish cleaning up this server and hardening it, so to speak. So one of the first things is the only user it comes with is root. So I'm gonna add myself a user. And so I added my user, gave it a home directory. I just need to change the permissions. Now that the permissions are set, I should be able to do a password on my user. And I can set a password now. Now I'm going to try switching user. Okay, one thing. Let's open another window, let's see if... I shouldn't be able to SSH to it yet. Yeah, it expects a public key, so... The SSHD config, SSHD config. Let's see. I'm gonna check that and make sure it looks good. There's a couple important things we want to look at. That game guy, welcome. And yes, don't hate people with the fur. Okay, permit root login is what we want to turn off, because we don't want to be able to SSH in as root. Pub key authentication, yes, that's default, so that's good. The other thing we want to check is passwords. Password authentication, no. That's good. So this forces SSH keys, and the only thing we want to do is not use root anymore and disable root, so we need to get the low privilege user working first before we terminate our remote root access. If we need root access, we will just do a sudo su, and that should do it. And we'll also need to make sure that the user is in sudo. And on Ubuntu, I think there's actually a group called sudo. Yeah, so there's a group called sudo, and you can just add the user to that. So I'll do that now. gpassword-a, username, and the group. Okay. And you want to do vi sudo to make sure it's all set up right. And it looks like, yeah, all members of group sudo to execute any command. Oops, I'm in nano. Okay. So the user... Okay, I have an empty home directory. I need to get my SSH key set up. So I'm just going to copy... I'm just going to copy, I'm in shell. I'm not even in bash, I think. Yeah, okay. Hold on, I gotta set up zshell. It's gonna take me a little second. Okay. Install zshell. Done. Okay. Oh, let's get some music going, huh? It's a little better. Alright. Zshell installed. Get installed, good. I need to git clone github.com/nanodano/nanobin. Then I'm gonna run a little script. eBrooks, you didn't miss much. It looks like I've been streaming for 11 minutes. Okay. Okay, Z-Shell, I ran my little script. Now I need to run Chisha to change my shell. And I want user bin Z-Shell. Yeah, okay. So, one last thing I need to check. I copied the keys. Okay, didn't copy the SSH directory, so I need to do that real quick. Copy recursive. And then I need to change the ownership to my user. By the way, if the music voice mix does not, if the volumes are not good, let me know. I can turn the music down. So I'm going to do my change ownership, nanodano on my SSH folder. Now I should be able to SSH to it. No, that's the root one, so I'm going to edit my config real quick. And I can change this now to the hostname minecraft.devdungeon.com. I don't need the IP address anymore since the DNS is propagated. I can set up my user. Now let's try it again. Yes. And it accepted my SSH key. And I am in with Z-Shell all ready to go. And all my aliases and everything set up. Much better. Much better. And sudo. So the last thing I want to do is deny root login. Let's see. Let's try Vim. Permit root login. No. Okay. Looks good. Let's try the SSH as root just to make sure, yeah, permission denied. That's right. That's what we want. Okay. Fail to ban. We just disabled root login and added a local user, which is what we wanted. The Minecraft server, I think we can change the ownership completely over to the Minecraft user. So we'll do a quick Chiom Minecraft's Minecraft. Minecraft is the low privilege user. And the service runs as the low privilege user, so everything Minecraft related is all tied to that low privilege user, even the service, so it should be relatively isolated if somebody gets some kind of code execution with that user. What else? Fail to ban, that's what I wanted to install. And I think it's just install fail to ban. Yeah. So fail to ban is like an automatic rate limiter for SSH. Let's see, failed to ban Ubuntu. I'm not sure if just installing it is enough, or if I need to actually go turn it on. Defaults. Yeah, okay. A service called failed to ban can mitigate the problem by creating rules that can automatically alter your IP tables to allow your server to respond to illegitimate attacks. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna leave that for now. I'm gonna have to come back to that if it's not enough. But I think it is. I'm gonna go with that. Okay. We set the low privilege user. So that's all I wanted to do as far as hardening the server, right? So there's no password login. It's all SSH key. Root cannot log in, and that's it. And we added failed to ban to do some rate limiting, so it doesn't just get brute forced, which would be pretty difficult for the SSH key anyway, since there's no passwords. So feel okay with that for now. Now what else? Let's see if there's anybody on the server. Yeah, it looks like there's 2 people on the server. There's 2 people. I can't see the spawn, I'm sorry. Okay. So it's running, there's people on it. It's all good. So let's check on the memory. 300 megabytes free. Can't stay. Hey Mythic, glad you stopped by at least. We're just going to be writing some custom plugins. Just did a little bit of server hardening just to get it up to some baseline standards. I do want to give the server some more memory, so I can do that later though. So let's get into the plugin development. We have a local server to work with, so I'm gonna get out of all my SSH sessions since I'm not gonna mess with that live server right now. Okay, we're gonna be doing some Java programming. Alright Mythic, thanks for joining. We're going to be doing Java programming, so we're going to use IntelliJ. If you don't want to use IntelliJ, NetBeans is my next recommendation. It's actually Apache NetBeans now. It's part of the Apache Software Foundation. And yeah, Apache NetBeans 10.0. I like Apache NetBeans. It's a good platform for a lot of languages, and they have a really good swing editor if you ever need to do GUI editing for desktop applications. I like it for that. It's got the best editor. Okay. This is my first run. First run of IntelliJ. That's why it's asking me for all these settings. I do have the professional version because I do pay for the subscription for all of the products, because I do like to use almost all of them. I particularly like PyCharm and the GoLand editor. But NetBeans is good too. You could use Visual Studio Code or something like that too. So let's go look at the documentation. We looked a little bit at the documentation yesterday for how to create a custom plugin, and we found the template for blank plugins, essentially. So I think it was in the wikis. Yeah, we want to go to the Spigot wiki. And then there's using Spigot developer section. So the Spigot API Java doc is an important one. And so is plugin development. And it looks like they have a section called plugin snippets. Great, there's like a whole handful of snippets that we can use. Okay, so there's a lot of general Java tutorials on the top half. What we want at the bottom is creating a blank Spigot plugin. Now I have done this before. It's been quite a while, but it's still good to refer to the documentation and always make sure you're getting the latest stuff. Okay, so we're actually going to follow their instructions because I think they want to use Groovy. No, they don't. Okay, so we're going to go to create a new project. We're just going to do regular Java 1.8. And we don't need to select any of these additional libraries. No template. Let's call this Hello World plugin. I know, real creative and original. Okay, it's gonna create our directory. It should create a blank project. It might give us a single class to work with. Nope, no classes at all. Okay. So the important thing we need to do is add the Spigot dependencies. So we use the build tools, the Spigot build tool. So if you're on the Spigot page, you can go to downloads and build tools here. And here you'll see a download for last successful artifact buildtools.jar. You just download that in java-jar, run it, and it will download and generate everything you need, and it'll generate this spigot.jar. Now, I'm not sure if the Spigot jar is the one you need to add as a dependency, or it's right here, Spigot-API 1.13-R0.1 snapshot. So I think that's the one we're going to target. Let's see. Now that you have to add the Spigot library to IntelliJ, to open the project structure, press the keys Ctrl-Alt-Shift-S, or click the button at the top right side. Okay. Switch to modules on the left side and click on dependencies. Click on the green plus at the right side. Choose the first option, jars and directories. In the window which now is coming up, browse to your location where the Spigot API is stored. And there's a link to a broken link. But yeah, it says Spigot API -1.13-RO blah blah blah. Okay, so let's go back to their Jenkins and look at their dashboard. Yeah, so I think it's this Spigot Essentials. No, that just looks like the Essentials plugin. So let's do a quick search. It looks like it might be on the public repository, Maven Central. So I might just be able to search for it and load it publicly. So we're going to go to project structure, modules, dependencies, add dependency, add jar. Let's see if we can add it from Maven. Searching. Searching. Oh, there it is. Sort of. It's not the right person or domain or whatever. Let's scroll through and see if we can find one from... None of those look official. Well, official as far as Spigot Minecraft. Okay, let's go back to the Spigot website. Here we go. SpigotMC.org hub. Okay, this looks like the official website. So we want the jar file. These are all the latest release builds. Let's see if there's anything stable. 1.13.2. Yeah, that's what we're running now is 1.13.2, so I'm gonna grab that one. And I'm gonna save the Java docs. Let's see. Let's make a folder called Spigot API. We'll save the Java doc jar, the shaded jar, and the shaded jar is a jar that has all of the dependencies embedded inside of it. And we'll also download the sources. Now we may not look in those specifically, but if you give your IDE the sources and the Java docs, it'll do much smarter auto completion and help pull up and all that. So it's more to help your IDE help you. So now let's add the jar that we downloaded. Spigot API shaded. Okay. That should do it. So let's go back to the documentation for creating one. Yeah. So the link that they provided that's broken is 1.13r blah 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 Spigot API shaded.jar. So we just found the latest version instead. Their Jenkins probably only stores, you know, a month back or whatever, so it's probably just an old link. Expand the module, add a new pack. Okay, creating the plugin. Expand the module and right click on the source. Choose new, and in the next window you can name your packages anything. Okay. Now need to go back to the project structure, I think. Project structure, we want the dependencies. Did I go into the wrong one? So there's settings and project structure. I went into settings. I should have gone into project structure. Okay. Expand the module. Right click on source. I'm not sure what they're talking about here. Creating the plugin, expand the module, right click on source, choose new. Oh, of course. They're just talking about over here, create a new class. Well, make a package first. So we'll call it com.devdungeon.minecraft.hello world plugin. I know that's a mouthful, but it's okay. Okay, so in here we can call the classes whatever we want. We're just going to call this one Hello Class. I'm pretty sure the names don't matter, but all we have to do is import the right dependency. Dependency there being the Java plugin. And then we just tell our class to extend. It should be, yeah, extends Java plugin. And that's it. We're done. We have made a plugin. But seriously, I'll prove it. We'll build it. Well, let's see. Now we have to add the on enable and disable. Okay, those are probably purely abstract functions that need to get added, but we'll add these just to make sure we know how it works. So there's a bunch of triggers, just like on death, on join, on message sent. There's all these different triggers. On enable, yeah, these get triggered when it joins. So we can just do something like a system.out.println and say hello world plugin enabled. And the same thing if it gets disabled. Now system.out.println should work, but they have a pretty verbose logging system. So I have a feeling they have a special function. So let's see, Minecraft Spigot Bucket API log println. I think that's a terrific search query. Yeah, I've always used system out, but I've seen Spigot and Bucket plugins use log.info. Yeah, Java there we go. So the Java plugin that we imported from Bucket. Now, remember a minute ago we just went to the Jenkins server, we downloaded the jar, the Spigot API jar. That's the one that provides all of the classes we need to build plugins, like this Java plugin that we're extending. So that parent class, it looks like, provides a logger. Okay. So we can access the nice powerful logger that they have for the plugins. And this will do things like, let's see what this says. Okay, it says non-static method cannot be referenced from a static context. but this, oh, I guess I need to maybe do self.getLogger. Yeah. Oh, it's, we're in Java, I think it's this.getLogger. Okay, so now it's not using the static function, it's using the method attached to the current object. The current object extending the Java plugin object, which has the method called getLogger. Now the benefit of using their logger as opposed to just using system out is it will prepend the line with the things like the word info or error. It will print out the time, it'll print out the plugin name, and you'll see all this when we run it. So now that we're using the proper output method, I think we're good to go. We can close those search tabs. Let's go back here, and the last thing we need is this YAML file, where we need to specify a name, a version, an author, and an API version. So where do we put it? Let's see, sample plugins now finished. You have to create a file named plugin.yaml, right-click the source folder, new file. Okay, so it just goes right in the root of the source. Plugin.yaml, YAML, plugin YAML. Okay, this is going to be called the Hello World plugin, version 1.0. Author, we'll call him NanoDano. The main class. Okay, so it's com.dev.dungeon.helloworld.plugin.hello. That's our main class. API version. So it should be 1.13.2. Okay. Other variables are depend, website, commands. Okay, so we don't need these. Is that a comment in YAML? No. What is it? Slash slash? Can you do comments in YAML? Hash comments. Okay. Yeah, we don't need these now, but it's nice to have them for reference. We might want to add some commands later. Okay, compiling. So normally if you just compile it, it's just going to compile to a bunch of .class files, but we want it to compile into a jar, so we can drop the jar right into our plugins folder. So artifacts, and we want to build a jar. And let's see, do we need to export the Spigot API? I don't think we do because the server's got it built in. Choose jar from modules with dependencies. Choose what module you want to export. Make sure you set it No, I'm not sure if I need to export. Oops. Just my class? Or if I need to output the dependency too. Well, I guess all I'd have to do is copy the dependency over. Why won't it let me pick that as a main class? Do I need... Do I need a main function? I should need a main function. Let me read this again. Compiling. Compiling is as simple as clicking build artifacts, and selecting the artifact you wish to build, but first we need to create the artifact. Bring up the project structure menu like before, and this time select artifacts, choose jar, from module with dependencies. In the first box you have to choose what module you want to export. So now it's interesting, it won't let me pick. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's because I haven't compiled them yet. I might need to compile them so that it actually has a class, a .class instead of a .java. So let's just go ahead and let it build real quick. Okay, so now it's got some class files and stuff to work with. So let's see if that makes a difference. A jar. Now, why does... Mine looks a little different. I guess it's just a old screenshot. Okay. Okay, so maybe I needed to check that dependency there. Now maybe when I go back here and do out. Okay. Now, why is it having such an issue trying to build a jar? You know what, I wonder if I can use Maven. I'm such a much bigger fan of Maven. Maven Spigot plugin archetype. Let's see what their example looks like. So they're doing getlogger.log. Oh, they're doing a long, nice lengthy log. I did info, which is fine, I think. So their file looks pretty much the same. So I'm gonna try it out this way. Maven. Let's install Maven real quick. To install Maven, you just go download it. You go download the jar. And then you extract the jar. Xzip file. Where is it? Apache Maven, okay. And then there's a bin directory. So let's copy this bin directory. I'm just going to leave it in my downloads directory, that's fine. And then I have a local Z shell file. So that alias ZRCL stands for the Z shell RC local, which is where I override settings for host specific things. And so we're just going to update the path to add the Maven bin. So now I should be able to do Maven. Okay. So let's go back to this working directory. We want to generate a Maven archetype, so yeah, Maven archetype generate archetype group ID. This is going to be the name of our package. And then dash D archetype type artifact. I think I scroll over. Artifact ID equals. Okay, so let's do architect group com.dev dungeon.minecraft architect ID will be hello plugin. And then it looks like we need to specify where the spigot directory is. And that was in the downloads directory. Where did we download Spigot API? That's where it is. Downloads Spigot API, and I think it just wants the directory. So this Maven archetype generate. Oh, I messed up a little bit here. It looks like part of the archetype ID that I mixed up is it's the name of their archetype that I'm using, not the name of mine that I'm creating. Yeah, so I want to use their archetype ID, their template, their version, their artifact ID. And it should prompt me, asking me what I want my things to be. Well, we'll go with that for now. We're just going to open the project that it generated. It's not there, it's MC plugin sample. Yes, this window's fine. It's still loading. I know there's more files than that. There we go. So this, yeah, I like this better. So the pom.xml is where you specify all your dependencies and everything. And in this case, yeah, the dependencies it has is 1.8. So I'm going to upgrade that to 1.13.2. Hopefully they're still around. If not, I may need to set up tell it to use the local dependency. Let's play some different chiptunes. Okay, let's check in here. And let's rename this from my plugin to, oops, refactor to hello plugin. do the refactor. Okay. So we're gonna change this. Okay, so should tweak these things. The archetype was supposed to do this, but I got a little confused when setting it up, so it's okay if you do it manually. That's kind of the beauty of the IntelliJ, is that it has these really powerful refactor tools. Now, I already forgot it was just like that. Hello plugin. So that'll rename the directory and your class and your package import. Okay. So that all looks good. Now we should just be able to do a Maven build. Let's see. If you open the tab on the right, it shows you all the life cycles. So it's not build, it is package. Package will run clean, validate, compile, test package. Okay, it says build was successful. In our target directory, we see this sample snapshot.jar, and that should be our plugin. That should be it. So let's try dropping it in our server. Plugins directory. Open a new tab. Get the... Wait, where did we say that? MC plugin / sample. Hi. Yeah, hey Nikita. You hit the bell and you didn't get notified? Yeah, I'm not sure if I have to create an event to do it or what. I'm still getting used to it, so thanks for letting me know that happened. I'll see if there's anything I can do next time to make sure I push a notification. Okay, so this was in MC plugin sample. Target sample jar. Let's drop it in the plugins and start our server up. So when we start it, we should see... Let me see if I can make this font bigger too. Sorry if it's a little small. So let's see. We should have seen something that says hello. Hello plugin loaded. Oh, it's still loading. Okay. Could not load plugin. Plugin / sample.jar. Cannot find main class. ComDev Dungeon Minecraft. Hello plugin. Hello plugin. Okay, fair enough. Let's see here. com.devdungeon.minecraft.helloplugin.helloplugin class. Okay, so it's... Is it not in the jar? The Maven Palm. Hello Kamenko TV, welcome back. The Maven Palm is in charge. Okay, yeah, so there's some more tweaks that need to be done here. Oh man, Dano. And the Spigot plugin is in. Yeah, Kamenko, you said you didn't get it either. That's interesting. You didn't get the notification. Okay. Let's look inside the jar. Yeah. Let's look inside the jar file It is just a zip file after all. Okay, so our plugin.yaml is there. Oh, it's just a typo. I had a big fat typo. In the plugin YAML, it says com.devdungeon. Devdungeon. Okay. Oops. Cancel, close. Okay, at least we know the jar was built properly and the YAML's in the right spot and everything. Let's just rebuild it. Maven package. Let's go back to the file explorer. Done. We should just be able to copy it back, overwrite, and then restart the server. Actually, I'm going to use this one so it's much bigger. Okay, so server's reloading. Oh, there it is. I saw it fly by. Hello plugin right here. Hello plugin, enabling hello plugin v1. Hello plugin com.devdungeon.minecraft.helloplugin.helloplugin.onenable. Good. It worked. So all we needed for that to happen, and you could have done all this on the command line, because in the end all you really have is you have this one Java file. Well, you may have more than one. You may have many classes in here, actually. I think you can have more than one. It's just the main class that you need to specify in the YAML. But, yeah, so you just need to have these couple functions, on enable and on disable. Then you build it, and you throw it in your plugins folder. And voila. So, let's take it a little further. Let's actually do something like, let's have it send a message to the server. Let's see how to do that. And so this is where the Spigot Java doc is going to come handy. And I pulled it up earlier, yeah, so the wiki linked here, Spigot API Java docs. This is going to have all of the stuff that we can hook into. But it's not a guide. Yeah, for basic plugin development, see the plugin package. Okay. It's not a guide, it's more of a reference, and it doesn't tell you where to start or anything, so like, it looks like you can create a, yeah, let's actually look up the documentation first. Okay, so in their wiki, we're back on the Spigot plugin development page. Now that we have a working plugin, we have the skeleton, and we know how to compile it and get it running on the server, and we verified it's running. So now we're actually going to add some functionality to it. Okay, there's the plugin YAML. That's a really critical file. I think, yeah, so you're going to specify any commands it has, as well as any permissions that you need to do things. Now, the Hello plugin doesn't have anything that does anything yet, so what we can do is like make a permission so that only certain people can use the Hello plugin, and we can make a command so that when the command is triggered, it sends a hello message to everybody on the server. And we can modify that later to be something like a server-wide alert if it's going to go down or something. Okay, we're done with this plugin.yaml page. Okay, so we did this one, creating a blank spigot, plug it in IntelliJ. Looks like they have ones for NetBeans and Eclipse too. Oh, I didn't even see this one. Creating a plugin with Maven using IntelliJ. That's what we just did. We created a plugin using Maven. So they just tell you, they just show you how to set up the dependencies. Same way we just did. So nothing special there. Nothing that we didn't do. So you guys keep saying spawn is almost done, and I'm not sure what you mean. Like, did you build a prison out there? Because I saw a bunch of bricks and bars. I haven't really been on the server. Okay, so we're done with this documentation page 2. Okay. So we're on this plugin snippet page. This looks like a good one. Colored particles, creating a GUI inventory. Custom item models. Oh, you know what? I made a 3D staff. Maybe I can put that in the game. I think it's called Sketchfab. Yeah. Watch this. I'm so proud of this. I'm not really an artist, but I made this 3D staff. I made it in Blender, and I painted the textures on it and everything. I modeled it, and then I painted the textures. There's some wood and some metal. It's supposed to be like an ice thing on the top. It's like I called it the ice staff. It's like it's the only 3D model I've ever made, but it took me a while to learn how to do all those textures and everything. But Blender is an awesome program. Okay, example on making tab autocomplete commands. Yeah, okay, so let's start with the command one. On disable, on command. Okay, so there's just an event called on command, and you can just look at the command. Okay. That's pretty straightforward. Pretty sure I need another override. So I'm only taking the first little tiny piece of snippet from that, because I don't really care what they're actually doing in their command. I just wanted an example of how to do a command. Spigot API send message. Okay. So it looks like one way to do it is just to loop through each player. Bucket.getOnlinePlayers for each player in getOnlinePlayers, player.sendMessage. Okay. I can dig that. So let's see. Method does not override. Is this even how old is this? Is it 15? That might be out of date. Let's see here. Let's search for on command. Okay, so they do have one. It's telling me it's never used, but that's kind of expected because it's not actually being called from anywhere in this code. Command sender, command. String label, string args. Something feels fishy. Okay. So I gotta import this. I gotta import this. Command sender needs to be imported, and all I'm doing is pressing Alt-Enter. Alt-Enter automatically searches and adds the import. If there is more than one potential option, then it presents you all the options. Okay. So why is missing return statement? Okay. Now the red squigglies are gone. Okay. If command equals hello. We can ignore that. Well, whatever. It's a decent one. So this checks the sender gets sent in to the command, the function, when it gets executed, triggered by the server anytime someone does a command. Sender is going to be the player, or I guess the bot or the plugin might have sent it, so it doesn't want to get triggered by a plugin. So if sender is an instance of player, if it's not an instance of player, it'll just return and ignore the message. So let's try this where we said looks like you can do bucket.getOnlinePlayers, and what you get back is a list of players. So you can do for and then I think this will give me some help. No, is it player? Okay. Then we have each player. Let's give it a more friendly name. Player.sendMessage. Hello. Okay, so now we have a on-command trigger, and that gets triggered when someone in the game does a slash command, like /help/hello is the command we made. So let's see, we want it to actually return if it's not. So I think this is what we want to do. If the command is hello, do this, and then continue. If it's not, it'll just return. So this will get triggered every time a message is sent, or I'm sorry, a command is triggered. If the command is hello, it will go through each player that is online, send them a message hello. Now, I believe the last thing I need to do here is update the YAML file so that it has the command. Okay, so we'll go back to the documentation here, and we'll pull a copy out. Let's find an example. Okay. Kamenko TV, I'm just adding, what do I want to do? I'm just adding a command. I'm just building a template plugin basically that like has an example of how to make a command, how to do this, how to do that. That way we can have all the basics out of the way and have the skeleton ready, and then build some custom things on top of it. After I get this skeleton squared away, I'm just gonna drop in some Discord integration. Maybe like every time someone joins the server and someone dies, then we'll shoot a message over to Discord. So the command is going to be hello, and we'll give it a couple aliases. Okay, so now we've defined the command in the YAML, and we have the on command. Let's give it a try. Let's go ahead and repackage. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this on the command line. So copy over sample.jar to home bigmc/plugins. Okay. Now let's restart the server. Now if all goes well, there should not be any errors. We should see the hello plugin message when it loads. There it is, hello plugin enabled. Done. Okay. It says it's done. And I'm logged in. Let's try. See, it has my it auto completes my commands. So you can see it's even auto completing all the aliases that it has for the command too. So it should send me a message too because I'm online. Awesome. So it sent me a message. It showed up. That's perfect. Alright, we can move on. We can move on to something more advanced now. Let's see. So we added a command. We know how to get every player online. We know how to get the sender of a command. So let's see. Let's explore this player object. Well, let's go. Looks like it decompiled it here, but let's go back to the documentation. Command sender should be a player. Interface player. Award achievement. Can see. So you can take a player object and you can determine if they can see another player. Nikita, when you say this is amazing, are you referring to the stuff you're building in the server? Or this awesome plugin documentation? So let's see what else we got here. Get address. It looks like you can get the player's IP address. Get display name, get experience, get food level, get health, get level, get scoreboard, get player weather, give XP, hide player, has achievement, increment statistic, is flying. I'm gonna have to do that is flying check on some of you guys, and if I see any of you flying, just burn you up in lava. That's gonna be our anti-cheat. You fly, you die. Let's see. Is sneaking, load data, perform command, play effect, play note, play sound, send title, set exhaustion, set flying, set food level, set player time, set player weather, set sneaking, set statistic. Spawn particles. That's kind of cool. You can spawn particles at the player. Stop sounds. So you can play sounds at a player. So I can create a sound effect or a sound recording that's like, "Hey, stop cheating," and I can play it. Every time someone is detected to be cheating, you're gonna get melted in lava, and you're gonna get me whispering in your ear. And then you're gonna get shamed through the bot on Discord. Okay. So cool. We know how to get access to the players. Let's look at some of the triggers. So, okay, we want to look up Java plugin. Let's see if we can look up the Java docs directly from here. I don't see it there. This sound effects request special texture pack. Yeah, it looks like you have to store the textures and sound effects on the server. So, okay. I want to go back to the documentation. Spigot API. Now, on the Spigot API, we want player. We want not player. We want plugin. Plugin.java, Java plugin. So this is the class that we're extending. That has all the magic under the hood. So we're going to explore all the methods that are on this Java plugin class. So as you can see, the onEnable, onDisable, and onCommand are all functions that belong to the Java plugin already. So if we look around, we can see what other triggers it has. Actually, it doesn't look like there's much else. There's really not anything else. Okay, so I forget now. How do we trigger Spigot API? Let's do like on player death. Oh, hey Kamenko, that's a good idea. I like that idea. I'm gonna make a note of that. The idea is make it if a player plays on the server for 6 hours, give them a special item. And I'm down with something like that, rewarding players for some time played on the server. But it'll have to be something reasonable, so you can't just AFK forever and get too rich. Maybe make it so it checks your inventory and you only get 1 or 2 of the items, so you have to use them every 6 hours. Okay, player death event. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna have to register an event. We're gonna have to tell it to say, hey, event loop, I want you to notify me whenever there's a player death event. Okay, so the decorator is event handler, so let's look up Spigot event handler decorator. Okay. So the decorator, it looks like it takes care of handling the registering of the events. Okay, so let's look up Spigot register event. Okay, so now we're on their wiki page for using the event API. Don't forget to add /add friend. Okay, yeah, let's see. If we have time after this, I might look at adding some of those and restarting the server. Okay, so it looks like we actually have to create a new class. You know, I wonder if we can just add it on here, so... let's see. Org bucket event listener, yep. Okay, so I don't need to make a whole new class. I can reuse this class, because you can have it extend a base class and implement an interface. Yeah, I plan on I plan on adding the /spawn and teleport commands. So soon, in the next day or two, if I don't do it tonight, they will. All those basic essential ones, I'm gonna get squared away. Okay, so I need to add a function called event handler. And it looks like I need to import the event handler decorator. And I don't want on-player join. I actually want on-player death. Okay, it is called on-player death. So, on-player death. Player death event. Okay. Event. Oh, I need to import that. And then when I do event dot, I use the help, the drop down to help give me basically all of the options here. So with the event, we can get the death message, we can get the entity. In this case, it's going to be the player that died. So we can do something like get display name. So we can say send message. In this case, so we've got the event, get entity, get display name. So we're getting the name of the player that died. And so we can say like send message on Discord. Player has died. Yeah, I might up the slots if we actually get more than 20 people playing on it. Okay, so for right now though, we're just going to do a debug statement. Okay. Now it says it's never used, but that may not be true. So let's go ahead and build it. Build it, load it. Okay, build success. Copy it over. Restart the server. Okay, log in. Hello still works. My mouse is all messed up. I don't know how to kill myself in this hole. Is there a way to commit suicide? Is there a command to kill yourself? Oh wait, I think I added World Guard. I can slay. There we go. I slayed myself. See, that didn't seem to trigger the death message. So that did not seem to work. Maybe that's not the right... Maybe that's not the right way to use it. On entity death. I think that's why. Because the player's just an entity. Player death event. Entity death event. Go ahead and import. Get name. Okay. Now I don't know if that's going to work any better. And I also don't know, maybe the slay slash kill. I'll do slash kill. I did slash... Let's see. Okay, I need to build it. I did slash slay, and that may not trigger the same kind of death event. Okay, so there's that. Let's copy it over. And then let's run the server. Okay, let's reconnect. I died. Respawn. Yeah, that didn't seem... I need to opt myself to try out. I just want to see if the slash kill command does act differently. Or if this is... if I am actually not using this right. Player death event. On visitor death. On player death. Okay, yeah, so... I'm gonna go back to on player death instead of on entity death. Okay. Okay, let's reconnect. I should be an op now, so I should be able to try out this kill command. I don't have that permission. Maybe I'm not an op? Okay. Yeah, so private void on player death. I don't think public versus private's going to change anything there, but I'm not seeing what I'm doing differently. Unless you really do need to make a totally different class to implement the listener. So let's see. Let's make sure that's actually, yeah. On player death. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is actually a function called on player death. There's just, I guess it's kind of magical based on the name. Okay. I'm still not sure. I need to find another example. Oh, there's a command for broadcasting. Bucket.broadcastMessage. I'm gonna save that one because it looks useful. And I'm also gonna put it up here just to see if it is any different. And let's also do it out here just in case something weird is happening in the log that I'm viewing. In case it's ignoring standard out and only giving me. Okay, get logger log. No. Info. Someone has died. Let's just see if that works. Package. Build success. Copy. Restart. Reconnect. Let's try hello. I gotta find some water or something to kill me. But I can only look down. It's hard mode. Looks like I got the kill command now. Still not triggering the death event. Maybe I do need to create another one. The monitor priority should be used for read only. Now let's try this. You know, I noticed some of the examples did do this. On player death priority equals monitor. because something else might be hooking into the death event first, and therefore it's like hooking and exiting the event before my plugin ever gets a chance to process. Okay. Let's reconnect the try. I'm gonna try making another class. We're gonna call this the Hello Listener, and it's going to implement Listener, specifically the org bucket event listener. We're going to create a function. We'll do on chat. We'll see if we can trigger something on chat. I think I saw that earlier. Yeah, on player chat. Okay. Import all the classes we need. So on player chat, let's do what we were doing here. We'll just get logger and say, someone chatted. Oh, we don't have get logger because this isn't a plugin. It's okay. I just want to test it, make sure it works, so just want to see if we can get this event triggering. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this whole event and the whole listener thing. From this class at least. It's all going to be in the other class. Now, I'm not sure if in the YAML I have to specify the support classes. Okay, let's restart the server. I just want to look at some other people's YAML files and see if there's anything that says anything about support classes. Okay, server's restarted. Let's rejoin. Okay. Hello still works. Now, let's see. We should have... Oh, I didn't chat, I guess. So that didn't work either. Let's see if... did you register the event? You have to register the event somewhere else. It didn't say that in the documentation, did it? Let's go back. Plugin snippets, grid command. None of those look quite helpful. Let's see. I might just look at some other plugins, see how they do it. Yeah, so here's on player death. Okay, register. Bucket, get plugin manager, register events. Okay. I think that's the big thing I've been missing here. Okay. I'm going to put it in the enable, register events, and then I need to pass it. So Control P will give you the parameters for a function. So it needs a listener object. So let's try this. And then we need the plugin name. It doesn't sound right. This. I think it just wants me to put in this. It wants the actual object. Let's see how theirs looks. Yeah, that looks about right. Looks like I don't even need to bother storing it anywhere. Okay, so if you do it this way, it looks like you don't need to bother specifying anything different in your YAML, because it's just going to pull that in. Alright, Kamenko TV, have a good night. Thanks for coming by. Okay, I'm feeling a bit more confident about this one working. The trick was to register the events in the main plugin, file. I forgot what event I even have registered now. The chat one? Alright, I think it's working. Excellent. Now we can see it says someone chatted in the log. Perfect. So now we should just as easily be able to take this and go back to our on-player death. On player death, there's going to be a player death event. And let's see. Event dot get entity dot, maybe we can say get player. get entity dot get player dot get display name. Now this may be a problem if it's not a player, then it might error, so you might need to do something like if entity.getPlayer is not null. Otherwise it might cause a problem there, but for right now I'm willing to risk it just to see if it works. Okay, copy it over, restart the server. So we've finally gotten over some of the big hurdles, and we've got everything we need now to start making some real plugins. We figured out how to add the commands and how to trigger off all of the events. And the events that we just created as a sample here is onPlayerChat and onPlayerDeath. And in the main plugin we created a command. So let's go back and log in and verify. There we go. Down here in the log we can see NanoDano died and then the player event. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is save this whole plugin as a reference. So let's do this. Add a little get ignore. Okay, now we have a nice reference plugin. Now I'm going to close this, and I'm actually going to push that up to GitHub real quick so that I have it for reference. That's basically going to be the basis for all plugins I make in the future. Now we have a nice skeleton to build on top of. All the legwork of figuring out how to wire it all up together is kind of out of the way now. That was the biggest chunk of work. So yeah, okay, let's new repository, Minecraft plugin template. Welcome, Pavliko. What kind of Minecraft server? It's just going to be one that we play around with for fun. I'm using it right now to kind of demonstrate how to create custom plugins and just letting people hang out on it. It's not going to be a very serious one. You think you found the server IP? For the testing one. For what testing one? Not my testing one. Okay, so I want to preserve this plugin. Where was it? MC plugin. Sample. Git remote. Add origin. Git push origin master. Ooh. What is my password? I've never used it before. Just kidding, of course. Of course I have it memorized. It's just 1,000 letters long. So I'm preparing mentally to type it in. because once I type it in really fast. That didn't work. Oops. That was the wrong one. Actually, I should have just done SSH at, I think. No, it doesn't have this key already. Anyway, it's pushed. Now if we look up here, Minecraft plugin template, we've got a nice Maven. Oh, oops. Looks like there's still some group IDs and things that could have been changed. I didn't do a good job there, but it works. It's stable. I just wanted to preserve it so I had something to refer to later. So we got a nice working event listener, registering events. Actually, you know what? Okay. Yeah, we only had to register the class. So even though we created multiple events to listen for, because they were all inside this listener class, all we had to do was say register this class, and then it automatically registers all the events inside of it, which is pretty nice. Okay, let's close this. So, how long we've been streaming? Almost 2 hours? What else we have on the to-do list? So we looked at making commands. We looked at triggering events. Let's look at integrating with something like Discord. Okay. Let's see. Discord 4J or JDA. Last updated 2 days ago. Last updated 4 hours ago. I think this is the one I've used before. Now, sometimes I even forget what tutorials I've made because I know I've done this before. Okay. Now, if I go to GitHub and I go to my cookbook, I might have code for it here. No? Could have swore I did. Must be somewhere else. But that's okay, we'll just use the official documentation because it shouldn't be that hard. So let's go back to IntelliJ. And what we're going to do first is create a basic Discord integration. Actually, you know what? We can just use webhooks. We don't even have to do any of that fancy stuff. Webhooks will be perfect. Okay, so let's open Discord app. Let's go to our server. And I think you just right click on the server or the channel. Or you go to edit and you go to webhooks here. And you just say create a webhook. Let's call this one Minecraft Alerts. And we'll post in general for now. Okay, so it'll create a URL for you. Basically all you do is post some JSON to that URL. So for example here on Player Death, yeah, nobody, well, whatever. You guys can abuse this if you want, because it's only going to my test server. I'm going to delete it afterwards anyway, but here we go. webhook URL, and then all we have to do is send some JSON. So let's see. Discord. Actually, let's go to my cookbook. So I know in the Python one, I have a Discord webhook example. That's got a simple example of the JSON. Okay, so that's the data. It's just like a dictionary with one thing that says content, and then you put the content in there. Okay. So that's the JSON we can use. Okay. Now in Java, I know I've got, yeah, some HTTP examples. I should have one of doing a post. I'm assuming it was a post. Just to verify, we'll check the Python example real quick. It was indeed a post. Okay, HTTP post. Okay. I wrote this example or pulled it from somewhere a while back. So let's just copy that function called post. And let's do all the imports we need. All these things in red just need to be alt-entered. No. Okay. Import that, import this. Okay. Let's leave that log off for now too. Leave it to do. Actually, let me make this font bigger. Man, the name of the stream is the same. It's interesting. I thought I updated it, but the tool I'm using may not. It conflicts with it. I think I just updated it, so hopefully it's a little better now. I just called it custom plugin development. Okay. I'm gonna make the font just a tiny bit bigger in the editor. Hopefully that's a little better. Okay. We've got our function called post. Now, one thing we need to add is some data. Set request property, no. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up here. There's HTTP URL connection Java. Let's try this. Now, if this is a post, Trying to figure out where to put the data. Am I writing it? Yeah. Okay, here's what I need. I need to con.getOutputStream. And see, I don't actually even care about what comes back. So get output stream, and I need to write the bytes. And the bytes are just going to be content. This is a test. Can I do that? Okay. So I don't need... Yeah. Okay. Now I should be able to just call post webhook URL. I'll go ahead and put the message here too. String message. Okay. And I'm also gonna just rename this to Discord post so that it's clear. So now we go back here. Now every time we trigger that, there should be a message that shows up in the general channel. And let's go ahead and do someone has died. Okay, let's see. Now, I bet we can even put the message that the person chatted with. So we could do event.getMessage. This is really ugly, but let's go with that. Now I'm curious if this works, so let's build it. Build it. Copy it over. Restart the server. Okay. Let's go back. Let's open the Discord over here. Okay. Just making sure it didn't go to the wrong server. It's okay. So it didn't work. Let's go up here and add some errors. Okay, we're just adding some error handling, or some error messages at least. Okay, now I don't know if I need to call close. And maybe I do need to read the input part. Maybe it just kind of hangs and is unhappy without finishing the connection by me reading the response. What's my favorite OS? It's hard to say. They all have their pros and cons. I like Windows and Mac OS and Linux. I like Arch Linux and I like Ubuntu. Incompatible types. Okay, let's try this again now and see if we get any error messages that will indicate why it didn't seem to work. Okay, let's log back in. Okay, I'm dead. That's nice. There we go. Server returned error. Error with posting. 403? It is absolutely forbidden. It's weird. Okay. Why does it not like that? Let's open up the cookbook. Let's go ahead and just open up my HTTP post example. Slash cookbook. Okay, let's open that in a new window. And open the HTTP examples. Set do output. I vaguely remember what that one does or doesn't do. And that's going to affect whether I'm posting data or not. Yeah. You need to set it to true if you want to send a request body, which I do, I want to send JSON. For example, with post, with get usually do not, sending the request is done. And that's what I'm doing, or that's what I was doing. Connection get output stream, write bytes. So in the other window, that's what we did. Now maybe my data is crap. Maybe it's like, what is this horrible JSON looking grotesqueness you gave me? What is this? Okay. Now, will this run? That's the question. I should be able to just... Oh, Project SDK is not set up, that's okay. Yeah, 18091. Now I should be able to just right click and say run. After it's done parsing. Give it a second to parse. Okay, right click run. No? That's weird. Normally there's just well, let's see. Let's go ahead and build it and test it out. This is just an isolated example. This way we can see if the HTTP post is working. Okay. There was an error. Compilation failure, semicolon, expected. Okay. 42. There's your semicolon. Alright, it's rebuilding. Now in our target we should have a nice jar. Java Jest jar. Target / Uber. Could not load, it's okay, it's called HTTP post example. Rebuild. Run. Already connected. Okay, maybe I need to do those first. You gotta set the headers, I think, before you try and push any data. Okay. That seems to be somewhat decent. Now let's try with this URL. Java jar. It worked! Okay, now that should show up in the Discord chat. It did! So the only thing that I did different what did I do differently? Oh, it's just my derpy text. I think that's it. I think it's just some bad JSON that I fed it. Okay, so back to our regularly scheduled program. Now that we verified the HTTP post does in fact work, and the webhook goes through. Now that we've rebuilt, we will where are we? Sample. Okay, let's restart the server. I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. This one should hook right into the Discord server. Okay. We say hello. We kill. Okay, it's still having problems sending to the URL. Now why is that? We just got it working. Let's pull open that other example again. So let's try just sending this message. I think I'm trying to send it too much. Let's try that for both of them. The rest of it looks okay. I mean, it looked okay to me the first time, but obviously it wasn't, so. Build success, okay. Let's get the server loading quicker. Let's delete Dynmap. And that's it. Alright, hopefully this time it'll post without any problems. You know what else it might be is it might not like the fact that like the event is happening asynchronously. It may not be waiting for the response, it may just be like shutting down. Yeah, so what's the... Error code 403, it just says forbidden. But I got it to work in this example. Okay, so what's different between this and that? Let's just try copying this all back again. You know what? I deleted the line that set a user agent. That might be why it didn't like it. Possible it just rejects requests that don't have user agents. Now why is this one red? It's already defined. I think I may have messed up the... So let's take in message here. Oops. Okay. I may have been like doubling down on my JSON layers. And instead of just giving it a string when I should have, I was giving it too much. Okay. Nothing. Why does it work in this one but not over here? I copied and pasted it directly. So it must be does it have to do with it being async? Do I need to like tag this as an async function? Okay, Spigot, let's just search. Let's see if anybody else has run into this problem. Or if I'm just getting tired and I'm not seeing something obvious. Spigot MC, want to do a HTTP post. Yeah, okay. Just use something like this. You didn't register your command. No. Let's see. Welcome to anybody who just joined. We are working on writing some custom plugins. Now we've got our plugin working. We've got a nice template we created that does some event handling and some commands. But what we're trying to do now is get it to post to Discord. And it's not posting. I was able to get this sample code to post to the webhook in Discord, no problem. It worked. But I take the same code and I put it inside this plugin, and then it starts giving me errors. "403 forbidden errors." So I don't know whether I need to like tag this function like you do in Python with something like async so that it can actually run, or if that's completely unrelated. I mean, maybe I'll make it public just to... I mean, that's not going to be it though, because it actually gets here and tries to make the command. Let's just give it a real quick try again. Okay, I'm dead, that's cool. Let's see. /hello, make sure our plugins there still work. Yeah, so still, oh! I do, in fact, get a different error message now. All I changed was my user agent. Yeah, it's like it didn't like... Oh, I'm doing it again up here. This should just say hello. I'm putting JSON in where I should just be putting a string that says hello. Welcome, Duf Fad Kuduhi. He says, I joined and I'm new with Minecraft too. Welcome. Okay, let's run this. And I actually feel more confident than last time, if that says anything. So let's go ahead and restart it. We can do a Happy Panda dance if this works, because then we will have integrated our events into Discord. Did-a-dee-oo. I'm gonna jam on this song. There's this guy named Aceman, and he makes some really cool chiptune music. Okay, let's start. Go back. Cross in my little panda paws. Hello. Hello. Hi? No, I still got another error. That one didn't? Wait, yeah, it did. So they both had this 400 error. Okay. I think what I need to do here is actually wrap the message in quotation marks because I'm doing some really hacky manual JSON building. Now this time, I'm really more confident than last time. Alright, I'm gonna rejoin the server now. So basically what should be happening is every time I type a message or I die, thank you, it worked. Okay, every time I type a message or I die, because I triggered these events here, I've got an on-player chat and on-player death. And then inside there I do a Discord post, and all that's doing is posting to a Discord URL. So if you go into your channels and you just do edit channel, you can go to webhooks, you can create a webhook and it will give you a URL, and all you have to do is post some JSON, the JSON that just says content and then the message. And so now if we go back, we see, okay, it just says hello, but I was testing it. So let's go back here and say, I don't really want to do it every time a player chats. That was more just to demonstrate it works. We can look into that later. What I really want to do is on player death, I want to output this message that says somebody died. And we want to do that on Discord. So now, when we package this, I'm going to run Maven and rebuild and repackage. Copy over the jar into the server plugins folder. Restart the server. And then when I rejoin and I kill myself, we should get a nice Discord message that says, NanoDano has died. And just so we can watch this happen in real time, there's the Discord server. Now watch. Kill NanoDano. Boom. NanoDano has died. Let's change the webhook so that it's called Minecraft bot. Close. Now let's try it again and kill NanoDano. And now Minecraft bot says NanoDano died. Awesome. We now have Discord integration to an extent. Now with the webhook, you can basically only send messages to it. So you basically just send it a message. I think you can do an embed, where you can send it like an image URL, and it'll play a GIF or whatever. But it's kind of a one-way street, which is okay in this situation because whenever an event like that happens, we just want to send over a message to Discord. You can, if you want like a two-way interaction, like a bot, where the bot accepts incoming messages and responds and can join channels and stuff, you have to create a bot, which is a little more complicated. I have several videos and tutorials on making bots. We just did one the other day, actually. But I'm not going to cover that here. I just wanted to cover sending events. So to kind of recap what we've done tonight, we went through the whole process of building a plugin. And so if we open up the project here, oh, this is the cookbook. I'm going to close this one. Okay, so in our project, we created just a couple classes. Kudihi asks how long did it take you to do all the coding, and you can actually watch it all happen live. We did less than 3 hours yesterday, but that was the process of actually setting up the server and exploring plugins and getting the general server set up. And this time, we're looking specifically more at coding a custom plugin. And tonight, we've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. And all of that time was me figuring out how to do it because it's been so long. But to recap, now that we have everything working, it's not going to take much more work to start filling out the plugins to do what we want. So this is, I actually pushed some code up to GitHub tonight. So if you go to github.com/devdungeon and you look under the repositories, there should be one called Minecraft. Oh, you know what? I think I pushed it to NanoDano and not DevDungeon. No? Where is it? Repositories. Oops. There should be one called Minecraft. Now where did it go? Let's see. Yeah, it's under NanoDano. Sorry. So if I'll move it over to DevDungeon. I can do that right now. But it's basically a Minecraft template for a plugin. And we did this tonight, and really there's only a couple pieces to it. There is the plugin.yaml, which kind of defines everything, all the metadata. In this case, you give it the name, version, author, the name of the main plugin class, and any commands that you want to add. And so in the main plugin class, you just create a class that extends Bucket plugin, Bucket Java plugin. And then from there, you just override some of these things like onEnable, onCommand, and onDisable. You just override them and you tell it what you want it to do whenever it gets a command or whenever it gets enabled. And then what we also did was when it enables, we tell it to register a listener class. Then we created a listener class, and it's got several functions that listen for events. Events like on-player chat and on-player death. And in this case, we have a function here that posts to the Discord webhook URL. So anytime a player dies, it's going to post just like we saw it do here in the example. It'll actually post to a Discord channel. So we're going to get some interactive updates from the server when stuff happens, like maybe when people log in. What else? That's it, pretty much. We hardened the server a little bit at the very beginning. We spent some time disabling root login, making sure there was no password logins and it was only SSH logins. And what else? A couple other things. We installed fail to ban. And I can't think of anything else. I think that's about sums it up. So we're moving forward. We're gonna hopefully add some more things to these these plugins so that our server actually has some cool features. We'll start out with just getting messages broadcast to the server, doing things like, you know, when players join, when players die, if there's some PvP action, announce who killed the other person, do things like add rewards for players who have been online for several hours, give them some bonus items or something. So if you want to learn how to set up a server, go check out yesterday's stream. If you want to learn how to code plugins, then you can watch through this stream. Let's see. So if you guys are new, you should definitely subscribe and check the notifications. I am going to try and stream tomorrow. I'm trying to do it every night now around 9 o'clock Central Time. So same time that I started today, I'm going to try and do some more. We do have a Discord server, so you can go to devdungeon.com and join me on Discord with this link here. That'll invite you to our server. There's a bunch of cool things, a bunch of cool people. We got some bots to play around with. Feel free to ask questions about programming or bots or anything. So again, the code, the example code we have here is, let's see, I'm going to move it right now over to Dev Dungeon instead of... let's see. Transfer ownership. Dev Dungeon. Computers with Nikita. Nikita, I'm glad you stuck around. I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Okay. Oh, let's get the password. Okay, so now this is over. It's devdungeon, github.com/devdungeon/Minecraft plugin template. And in there, it's you can kind of get the template that we worked with. And spigotmc.org is really your main reference. Check out their wiki and their downloads for all the information. For pretty much most of the information that we used tonight came from there. So with that said, yep, I hope you guys subscribe, come hang out on the Discord, play around on the Minecraft server, give us some feedback on what you'd like to see on the server, and maybe we can code up some more custom plugins. Computers with Nikita. Nikita says, I also like the server. I finished the spawn. So I'll log in after this and I'll come check out the spawn and play for a few minutes. But for now, I'm going to call it a night, and I hope you guys come back tomorrow. Have a good night.